Alrighty, it is your favorite stream host streaming your favorite league, and that of course being Formula 2, where literally anything could fucking happen. We are now just in the formation lap. Bit of an interesting quali, T-Dash, you know, expected to be up in the top 3 at least. Had some technical issues with his recording software, so he will be starting from the back as he didn't even get one lap in. On pole position, I believe we have Jacob with 0 track limits. Close behind him is Clangish John, however he's at 4 track limits, so he might be going down a spot or 2. It's going to be an interesting race. Couple fast drivers for the most part, and then everyone else kind of almost a second off the pace, which is going to be interesting. Just let me know how the volume is for the game and for my mic, if you can. Okay, perfect. Thank you, Brian. The music was a bit loud though, but honestly, I love the music. Like, when I have the You know, when I'm waiting for the race to start myself, I just sit there listening to the music, just dancing in my chair to it. It's pretty fun. So that's going to be Tifosi in P2. He was on for a strong race last week, leading a lot of it. Got unlucky, crashed a lot. Not to a fault of his own, of course. Just some incidents in the double hairpins and such. I wonder, can I park up here? This would be a pretty cool spot. Flying this with a keyboard is just a different breed. Oh, we made it. Perfect. There you go. You can now see the pulse inputs on the right, top right side. We got green flags. I believe Eddie's doing the lights out now. When the helicopter despawns, that's when we go. Maybe that was a test green flag. Everyone just waiting. Oh wait, the car's not even on the grid yet. What am I on about? There you go, you can see them approaching on the minimap. Everybody wants to get that good start. The inside here, actually starting P2, could be better, and we are away. It's a great start from that car in P4. Jolly Rancher already up into P2. Jacob the pole sitter off track, and Tifosi into the lead. What an interesting start that was. It was an amazing start for Jolly. As we head into the left-hander hit pretty clean, honestly. In F3 we had cars flying around, and that's a black car spun around there. Looks like the middle part of the body coming off. Gabby Souza on the wall, Lord spun around backwards, but not enough for us. Oh, it is. Okay, it was. That wasn't honestly too bad. I mean, yeah, we did have some crashes, but it was mostly just two cars, collisions, a few people in the wall, but fair enough. Lap 1, safety car, makes sense. So let's see. So obviously Jolly had an amazing start. Kwang is still chilling in P2. Gabby Souza making up a few positions, I believe. I don't think he started P5. Tim Cheese up in P7. Tim Cheese 2 up in P9. They're running the special cheese delivery tonight as well, as you can see. Bright yellow. 2 Tims, 2 cheeses. And safety car will be in this lap. And looks like it's a VAR 2-3. Just Tifosi left to stop them. So now Tifosi dictates the pace on the restart. When he goes, that's when we go racing. Looks like he's gone, I'm not sure. Pretty decent getaway. Why did these cars look so slow though? Oh, it's another safety car. Must have had some pile-up happen in the back. Maybe. A few people coming into the pits. We'll have a look at who that is. Lords, Ishan and Ultimate. They're at the back anyway. They might as well go into the pits. Stevy's not racing today. Stevy's an F3 driver. We do have a full grid though, as you can see. P1 and yeah, down to P20. They're all drivers. Yeah, it was a +1, my bad. I thought I saw the graphics say in this lap. I don't know, maybe there was a mistake, but some crash happened, so we had to extend. Okay, so Jacob's still into P4, which isn't too bad. I mean, he was off track there in the first corner. But you know, P4 not too bad. He could be at the back. Ammo splitting up the cheese cars. Let's have a look who else is in the top 10. So we got Infinite now apparently getting past Gabby. Bailey Black Flag, that's probably due to lag. Bailey down in P20 already. Very strange. drivers from England here. Yeah, he's just so laggy. He must have some dodgy Wi-Fi, I guess. Let's have a look there. Ammo in P8, the other Tim in P9, and Joran rounding off the points. Into P10, T-Dash. Where do we see T-Dash? Am I being blind? Oh! Stevie is here. Okay, looks like T-Dash and Stevie did a little swap. So T-Dash did the qualifying. His game wasn't really working with the recording. Oh, I see. So Stevie's driving instead of T-Dash from the back, and he's into P13. We had another safety car lap for some reason. I'm not sure what's going on. Bailey's black flag, he's gone. Down to 19. The Lemming reserving an F2 today for MP. Unfortunately, we're missing the Grandpa Vic from this race. I'm not sure what he's doing. Maybe picking up like a prescription or something, but he's not here. He had a great race last week though, finishes on the podium. But it's good, we got Lemming instead. So, finally, I think we will be in this lap. A couple of safety cars already. Safety car laps. So we do have green flags. Now Tifosi dictates the pace. It's going to slow the pack down, it's going to get very close. You don't want to accelerate too early, but you want to catch everyone else off guard. Is he going to do the basic out of the last corner? Yes, he is. It's not a great getaway. Quangus John is already on the back of him there. Gabby Souza making a move down on Infinite down the inside. Goes the shorter way. Not much Infinite can do. Let's keep up with the leaders for now though. We're going to see a dive bomb there from Jolly. No, pretty clean. Actually, why would Jolly dive on his teammate? Doesn't really make sense. Lemming is pretty good. I think we had some crash in the back. I saw a car on my minimap backwards. Tifosi defending. Quangus John is getting really close now. I feel like we're going to see some positions changing once we get Kerr's next lap. The top bunch, again, putting a little bit of a gap. Who's at the end of this little train? Abiyamo. So the top 8 kind of in a... got some space, which is nice. Oh, lots of cars going wide there. Quangus John down the inside of Tifosi. Jacob down the inside of Jolly. Tifosi forced off track, and now it's a VAR 1-2 with Quangus John in the lead. Gabby Souza's closing up on them as well, joining in for that fight. Jacob back up to P3. Tifosi losing a lot from that little encounter. Tifosi going to go down the inside of Jacob. Ahead by the line. Kurz is now enabled. He goes side by side through the long, long right-hander. Jacob just curses into the back of Tifosi there slightly. And now out curses Tifosi. Down the inside he goes. Clean move from Jacob. Again, don't be too scared of the VARs being so quick. There are different tyre strategies. You can go as far as from hard to triple meds to quad soft, so really anything could happen. So just like Quangus is pulling away like crazy, so he might be one of the guys on soft, so he's on mediums and everyone else is on hards. I don't know, we'll see though. Very hard track on tyre deck. Very hard. Softs make about 9 or 10 laps, I heard. Also extremely slippery with these curves as well. A high-speed track. If the tyres are a little bit too worn. Or FBK and Terps are having a little issue in the back there. But yeah, if your back tyres are a little bit too worn, you're probably going to spin out if you're not too careful. Oh, you can really see these yellow cars. Even flying so high up. Looks like Jacob is going to stick with the top two guys. Tifosi kind of just losing a little bit of time, maybe on a different strategy then. Pretty clean so far. A few crashes, of course. There's always going to be a bit of crashes, but overall not too bad. Let's try to pick up with some battle. Lemming and Trefex. What is this? P16. Trefex down the inside there, because it's slightly earlier. Lemming's going to come back at him though. And we have another safety car. Who's that? Stevie was going slowly. And there's a pack of cars right in front of him. In the, I don't know what you would call that corner. The technical section. I guess this whole track is a technical section. This little thing. That little red square you see, that's very hard on you sometimes. If you clip the inside, obviously you lose. The tyre goes off the road into the air. You have no grip, no turning, no brakes. And you can easily just spin it straight into the wall or another car, which is probably what happened there. So we have another safety car then. Maybe in this lap, depending if people got damage. I think even if people do have damage, we should be in. The FBK into the pits. If you're at the back, you might as well pit, just to be safe with your tyre strategy. Well, the top 5, as they were. Ammo now into P6. Joran making up a few positions from last time into P7. Tim 1 in P8. Tim 2 in P10. And infinite in between them again. So we'll see. FBK is a bit far back after that pit stop. Maybe if the leaders slow down, we could go in this lap. Doesn't look like it though. He's got a bit of a way to go still. So we will be having a +1 on the safety car. So now we can just chill. Any predictions for the race winner? Obviously, Quangus is looking good. But if his tyre strategy relies on him pulling away now and making extra stops, might not be looking good for him for all these laps on the safety car. As for Lemming, let's say he's doing a one-stop on hard. This is perfect for him. Jacob, yeah, Jacob's got a good pace. Jacob's definitely in this. Stevie actually, who won the F3 race, down into P14, but you know, Stevie can do some things. He might be able to move up the field. Safety car in this lap then. And you'll see Quangus dictating the pace. Long pit stops on this track as well. I mean, distance-wise they're short, but they're very slow. So to make that extra stop work, you really do need to be putting in good laps on your softer tyres. There we go. So soon enough, Quangus will be dictating the pace. Is he gone already? That's a very early, and looked like Jolly was kind of intentionally holding up everyone behind him. Not sure what the VARs are doing there, but it looks like Quangus has gone super early. Jacob goes wide on the restart, hits the slowdown, which is going to... Gabby gets side by side. No overtaking until the line. Gabby's going to stick behind. Doesn't have that speed. Jacob goes a little wide. Not much Gabby can do though with the outside line, honestly. He's just going to have to accept that P4 for now. Quangus now pulling away though with a decent gap already after that restart. So we all go side single file through that little section in sector 1. You really don't want to be going side by side really anywhere on this track. You lose so much time. So no curves for this first lap, so should be pretty chill. Hard to make a dive bomb without any curves or other assists like that. To Fosi though, he might be thinking about a dive bomb. But he's going to do the right thing and just back out and chill for now. Well, I think that was Gabby making a move on Jacob. Jacob and Tifosi made contact. Jacob sideways into the wall. Tifosi losing a lot of time. That looks like the FV Classic there. The rear just got tapped by the front wing and they both spin out. Oh, what is happening to Jacob? He's just making mistake after mistake, holding up his teammate now. Is he lost a wing? Jacob's lost a wing clearly then. It must have been a rear wing. And he's into the pits, so not great for the pole sitter at all. It's terrible. Now puts up Gabby into P3. And Ammo into P4. Joran now into P5. He's just getting these positions one by one. To Fosi into P6. Terpster, I'm not sure where Terpster started, but he's now up in P8. Yeah, Spooky did curse Jacob a little bit there. He's not going to be happy about that one. Making a pit stop this early on. I mean, if that crash happened a few laps later, you know, it wouldn't be too bad. You could work something out of the tyres, but at this point, it's just an extra pointless pit stop. Very hard chicane to take, you know, you take too much of that prop down the inside and you're flying. This track is very punishing for mistakes. Hard slowdowns, very close on the outside of the tracks. Hard curbs. And hard apex props. This track really does need quite a bit of skill to perfect. Terps are thinking about a move on Tim. Lords gets past Infinite. I'll stick with these cars for now. I don't see many other battles going on as it's standing right now. Carroll down the inside of Infinite reserving a race today. Not sure for what team. With that livery, I think it's a Mercedes liveries. Looks like Terps now got past him. I think it's very close to him there. He's going to come back at him with some curves. Not enough. Lords looks like he has some decent pace. Him and Ammo yesterday in F3 got a P3 and P4. A good finish for the Academy. Stevie, what did I say? Stevie now up to P11. Oh, that's a big crash of Stevie and Carroll in Infinite. And I'm surprised that is not a safety car. Infinite and Carroll taking some air there. And Stevie right in between them two. Yeah, Bailey, sorry to hear that, man. We have some cars into the pits already then. Terpster, Joran. Early pit stops for them two. Lords stays out. He's chasing down Tim now. Good pace. Kwang is still putting that gap in P1. Not much happening in the lead as it stands. Lords now down the inside of Tim. Well, it's going to be very hard if he doesn't back out, but yes, he does. As Lords ahead. Did he use a little bit too much curves for those moves, though? We'll see as we come up on the straight. Come out now. No, it just looks like Lords is just quicker, apparently. Maybe on the softs. The softs would be nice around this time now. Peak pace. Or just maybe on some decently burnt mediums for him. Trefex up into P9. He was a bit further down than we last picked up with him. FBK comes back to the points after being last on the safety car restart. And there is way more traffic going on in the pit lane. Looks like everyone's in the pit lane. Tifosi's in the lead, so just like I said, Tifosi did start on the slower tyre. Same with Tim, who's out. Same with the other Tim. And Trefex. And there's the leader, Quangus John, after the pit stop. Now into P5. The little 2 cars right below me. Who's that? Gabby and FBK. So yeah, different strategies going on. We'll see what works in the end. Jacob and Terpsa, the 2 high-techs. Hopefully they don't crash. They're compromising each other a little bit though. Where did Jolly come out? Jolly right behind Quangus, okay. Terpsa gets past Jacob there. High-techs having a little team battle. Joran into the pits as well. Came out in P11. So yeah, these positions are a bit low, but that's because the top 4 still haven't pitted. No one's sending any heroics just yet, but I feel like as we get to the end of the race, we'll be seeing some crazy dive bombs into that chicane. Pim Cheese leads the race. He's staying out for another lap, looks like. Tifosi goes into the pits. Trefex still out. Tifosi, after his pit stops, comes out just behind Gabby and in front of his teammate FBK. Ooh. Tim was getting a bit slowed. Okay, no, he looks fine. I thought his tyres went. Oh, there is a big pack of cars here. Jesus. Let's have a look. Tifosi in... sorry, Gabby in P4 all the way down to Joran in P11. So this is literally a fight for P4, all of these cars you see here. Some pit stops still to go. I think Ishan... Oh, Ishan hits the slowdown on the inside and he goes flying as he gets rear-ended. On the re-entry, his rear wing comes flying. That's his body, actually, but his body comes flying across the track. Oh, that's crazy. One of the high-techs there making a clean move on Joran just on the straight. If there's going to be a safety car, it's going to happen here for sure. Jacob getting past Ammo now as well. 2 high-techs making good progress so far. Jacob needs to recover that start a little bit, and what has happened there with Jacob and Ammo? That looked like Demon Drag. Ammo obviously from Thailand, fuck knows where, so not the greatest Wi-Fi on the planet. Actually, that was a bit of a lie. I don't think Ammo's in Thailand at the moment. But he's in America, so, you know, worse and worse kind of thing. So, Jacob, probably, honestly, if I was to guess, suicidal at this point. I mean, from pole now into P14, already 2 pit stops down. He's just, I don't think he's having a great time in this race so far. From that big battle of cars, we're down to 5 cars left in here now. 2 AIXs. Gabby, who unfortunately missed the last race, disconnected from the race and the start. Bumping, and Tim Cheese still in the lead from Quangus John. But I believe he's into the pit lane now, as we can see him. Let's see, yeah, he's like coming out pretty soon. We'll see where he comes out. So he's obviously going for the 1-stop if I was to guess, or doing the... Oh, he's got a big pack of cars. Can he come out in front? Gabby's going to get past. Tifosi's going to stick behind. No, he's not. Tifosi gets past. Tim joining in the worst spot possible, right in between everything. He's now between FBK and Terpsa. Terpsa tries to squeeze himself around the outside. Loses a little bit of speed there. The 2 ALTs right behind him. Joran and Stevie in P9 and 10. Oh, what is going on here? Oh god, I don't see it sending up well. Please, a little bit of contact. Joran off. Not too bad for Joran though. Keeps the re-entry clean. Drops back a few seconds. Oh, Stevie and the AIX having a bit of a lag collision. That's FBK, I believe, yeah. That was clear lag. I even saw that on my perspective. Just like him out the way. Terps is going to be fighting Tim once again. Leaves him just enough space on the outside. Kurz is earlier. Tim a bit slower on pace, obviously, but he is making one less pit stop, I believe, compared to everyone else. Lord's just going off track on his own, apparently. Not sure what happened there. Lords and Stevie. Very close. Too close. Almost just takes his rear out there. And this whole battle is going down for P6 at the moment. Gabby and Tifosi putting away a little bit. In 4 and 5. Trefex still out in P3. So he's definitely on the hards then, I believe. Lords and Stevie. Lords just putting some pressure on Stevie there, but not enough to get past. The two Premier drivers. Lords gets past Tim and Stevie. Kurzer's in a weird spot. That's going to leave him vulnerable on the next straight. But maybe that he curves into there. He lifts a little bit more. Recharge from that Kurz. That looked like a brilliant strategy from Lords, honestly, making a move there. He slows down a little bit, tries to regain that Kurz. Joran and Namo make a little bit of contact. None of these crashes are too bad, luckily. All of these drivers are still in the race. Eddie, the race director, will be following this very closely, looking for a crash to call a safety car for. Trefex finally into the pits, and everybody's just going to go past him now. He's going to come out right about, well, in front of Jacob, I guess, into P13. Oh, but it is so close. Down here. FPK back in the fight. And look where the VARs are. That is incredible. Can even see them. They're just over this mountain there. There goes Quangus John in the distance on the straight, going left now. And there goes Jolly. And the next cars up are here. Incredible pace from the VARs. A little bit of a collision in the back there we saw. Who that was. So it looks like podium. The P3 might be the best of the rest today. I mean, unless anybody can catch those VARs. They do have some extra pit stops to make, obviously, like I said. I mean, we'll see, we'll see. I don't even know what lap we're on. Eddie, if you can hear me, can you send me the lap on the pulse up? That'd be much appreciated. Oh, thank you. Lap 20. So I don't know if that's lap 20 for the leaders or lap 20 for... Well, we just started lap 21. About 2/3 down the race. The race is 33 laps. So people like Tim, I think they will be just staying out until the end. So it'll be on all of these guys to pit and then make up all that time from the pit. Quangus is obviously leading the race by a absolute mile. Alongside Jolly, a couple of seconds behind him, but combined they're about probably, I want to say like 7 to 9 seconds in front. Actually longer, we're talking like about 10. Terpster and Lord's getting very close to the chicane. A little bit of contact. Terpster has to take the run off there across the apex. Stays in front. Lords takes the inside to defend from Gabby. Doesn't force Gabby off there. Terpster now in front. Yeah, Quangus is putting in a good performance, honestly. And now Terpster into the pits for his last pit stop. Last scheduled pit stop, should we say. And there's contact in the back. It looks like an ART and an AIX. Jordan of the re-entry, that's pretty clean. Almost, oh, FBK. No tyres, no wing, what's wrong? Probably no tyres, I guess. Yeah, like I said, very hard track on the tyres. Stevie up into P5 now, incredible progress from him. I said this when he was in like P12, that he could go up. He won the F3 race yesterday, might not be able to win the race today, but P5, ALT will be happy with that. Oh, we got a big train of cars in the back there. Let's have a look. Oh, I missed him. Looks like Tim 2 on the back and Jonah in the front. All for P10. Both the Tridents just outside the point in P11 and 13, Infinite and Trefx. But we need to be keeping up with what's going on up in the front, I think. Yeah, Krangus miles in front, honestly. There's Jolly. Tifosi now on that podium. Again, we will be seeing pit stops, I think. Sorry, I just had to. I was getting a phone call. Okay, so I wonder when Krangus will go into the pits. I mean, they might not be pitting. I'll be surprised though if that's happening. Lap 23 for the leaders. So 10 more laps to go. I think we should see a pit. The triple mediums. It's a bit late for a pit though, honestly. Interesting. Interesting. Two F3 drivers in the top 5 though. Makes some people think, should they really be in F3, Stevie and Lords? Probably not. That Infinite getting chased down by Lemming and Terpster. Where is Jacob at though? P15, oh my lord. I mean, it was just not a great race for him today. We've seen him in the wall like 5 times, in the mountain once. And it's just sad to see, you know, because it wasn't really, he did make some mistakes, you know. Whether he deserved the win or not is a separate question, but definitely doesn't deserve a P15. Started from pole as well. Bigger fumble than what I did in F1. Who we got into the pits then? Stevie and Lords pitting together. Probably for another set of mediums. All softs if they can make it, but it might get a bit tricky down softs. Ammo, Carroll all into the pits. Infinite into the pits. So yeah, a lot of pit stops getting made here in the end. Oh god, then we have another pit exit fight. Let's have a look at that. Tubbs getting very close to the impeder, almost making contact. Lords gets past Stevie again, same spot. He seems to be liking this overtake spot here with Kurz. and then just recharge it through that section. But Stevie can come back at him. He has the outside. He does get in front. Lemming and Terps are getting a bit close again. Terps is now through. Tim up at the P5, and I believe that's one of the guys we said he's not going to pit again. And he's got a bit of a gap, and these guys behind him are fighting like crazy. You see Terps and Lords. Look how much time they lost to Stevie just from that little fight. Just from going side by side for 2 corners. Gabby comes out the pits into P4. He will be on fresh, nice, quick tyres, so he could probably keep that position. It's all on Tim now to just use those slower tyres as much as he can to stay in front. This is a great result for him. He can finish P4. Terps and Lord side by side. No one's in the wall, luckily. Terps out wanted that position though, but look how much time we're losing to Stevie again. They already dropped back a few seconds from all that. VAR in 1 and 3. Looks like Tifosi's in between them two. Jolly quite far back. Is Kwanga's going to make a pit stop as well? Who's that into the pit lane now? That is probably Tifosi. Okay, so it looks like VAR will be keeping the 1-2 for... Yeah, easily. There goes Jolly. We'll see if Kwangas has to make another pit. Or maybe, you know, spinning out on the last lap isn't out of the question of these tyres. Tim now into P3. Oh, I believe he just lost that P3 to Tifosi. Yeah, he did. Yeah, I mean, he's going to be losing a lot of time on the hards, which I believe he's in, but they are pretty burnt, so there is some pace there. But compared to these guys who are probably on softs or mediums, it's going to be hard. Jacob going to try to get past Lords. There they go side by side. Oh, Lords pushes him a little bit wide, and Jacob spins him out. Looks like Lords turns into him there a little bit. There goes Lords out of the fight. It's going to be very hard to recover from that now with the amount of laps we got left. Eddie, can you get me what lap Kwangas is about to start? I think Kwangas is about to start lap. Yeah, I think he is. Or he just did. Very close for these cars. The Premers now into 11 and 12. Joran 13. Steady putting in a shift though for the ARTs. Lap 27 for the leaders. So 7 more laps. A lot can still happen. Jacob into the pits again. Oh my. He's going to be coming out behind these two, so P16. It's just, it's a shame. Him though, the Fosie's losing him a little bit. Gabby's not making... He is making progress on him, but not too much. Tim 2 and Trefx. What positions is that? In the points, P8 and 9. I want to see some crazy dive bombs into the chicane though. Like yesterday in F3. People are going 3 wide in there. Looks like Gabby has made a lot of progress on Tim finally. And he's now through. So for Tim now it's just all about trying to use those slow tyres as much as possible compared to these guys. Just get whatever position you can. Lose as least as possible. Unless, of course, he goes into another pit where then he comes out the points likely. Stevie's the next one trying to get past. Tim's covering that inside line off though. That special livery is really nice though. Bright yellow. think Tifosi will be pretty happy with the podium. I mean, considering that the VARs are just steaming off into the distance, it's a pretty good result. Yeah. Kwangus is now... Oh! I missed that. What happened there? I was looking at the leaderboard. Tim and Stevie have a collision. And Stevie can't get back on the track. Oh, that's so unfortunate for Tim and Stevie. Looks like Tim could re-enter way quicker there though. Stevie was stuck there off track. Still into P6, still has a few cars. I think Trafix will be on the same tyre as him. We saw him stay out very late. Leader on lap 29. 5 laps to go. So unfortunate. I was actually looking at the leaderboard so I couldn't see what happened. Oh, and Tim into the pits. And you can just see how slow these pits are. Like, it's such a drag to get through them. He's going to be dropping a lot of positions to Terpstra now. Yeah, he's well out of the points. It was a good race. It was a good try, but the tyres just gave out, clearly. And now the two cheese cars are going to be together once again. Oh, and there goes Lemming spun around, doing a 360 there. And you can see the two Tims in P13 and P14. All the cheese and Dicta. Let's go back to the leaders though. Joran and Stevie, P8 and 9, that turned around quickly for the ART. Had Stevie quite high up before that crash. Not many battles going on at the moment, everyone's kind of very split up at the moment. There's Tifosi. There's Jody and Kwangus. Oh wow. Kwangus is all the way here. Looks like he's completely dominating this track. He's had a crazy lap in practice as well. I think his lap in practice was about 3 or 4 tenths quicker than anyone else's in F2. So fair play to him. We did expect VAR to be one of the best teams on the grid in F2, alongside obviously the high-techs and the ARTs. Those are probably the big three for this season. It's definitely not a great race for the high-techs or the ARTs. The high-techs scoring 1 point this race, and the ARTs at, what is that, 6, I believe. Lap 31 for Kwangus John then. He's only got 3 more laps. As the laps go down and down, it is harder to drive with the tyre wear. So Gabby Souza just kind of chilling around at P4 for the whole race. So Fosu reclaims his podium, which is nice. Lords. I actually don't know how Lords is up here in P5. Not that he's slow, but I just saw him crash a bunch. That's a good recovery from him and Ammo as well. Recovered into P5 and 6. So Prema might be joining some of the better teams in the standings this race. 18 points for them. But I think VAR will be taking the lead this race. I think they already have the lead. Lap 32, 2 laps to go. Stevie and Joran are currently in P8 and 9. Stevie's chasing down Trefex for P7. You can see the pack very, very spread out now at this point. Everyone is Just all over the place. Not many battles, not many moves. The closest thing we do have is these three. Ishan goes for a very late pit stop in the last 2 laps. Wow, it's incredible. Krangus is in that hairpin then. He will be coming to start the last lap in a minute. Ishan pulling out the way there. 40 cars behind as he's being lapped. We'll see if any of the ARTs manage to get past Trefix. I think this battle might go on late. Stevie has the inside, goes through. We'll have a look at the curves coming out on the straight though. Trefix got Joran up next. Not much he can do, yeah. Loses 2 positions down to P9. Nice little double overtake for the for the ARTs. Look at the teams though, VAR in 1-2, Prema in 5-6, ART in 7-8. The teams are very close. Where one is, you can find the other as well. The two Tims for Invicta, 13 and 14. Yeah, maybe we do. I kind of want to. And let's have a look. Where is Krangus John on the track? Not much mistakes he can do now, unless his tyres explode now. It looks like it's going his way. He's just got a couple of corners to go now. Coming around into the long right-hander. Straighten out, goes to the finish. And Hoover Dam goes to Krangus John with complete domination. Coming up next, a couple of seconds behind, Jolly, fantastic race, makes it a VAR 1-2. Absolutely clear of anyone else on the grid this race. Tifosi comes up, gets the P3. He'll be pretty happy with that on the podium. And it looks like Lords has gotten past Gabby Souza while we weren't watching for P4. It's going to be a close finish though. Penalties might change the outcome here. Lords rounds off in P4, Gabby Souza in P5. Great race from both of them. Next up, we got Ammo, reserving manager P6. The 2 ARTs, P7 and 8. Trefix for the Trident. Good drive from him in P9. Terpsy gets the 1 point for the high tech. Infinite finish just outside the points. Carol and Tim Cheese have a little collision in the end there. Tim waits up for him. Does the right thing. Carol in P12, Tim in P13. Ishan is not finishing. Jacob and Tim very close to the line. Jacob snatches that P14 from him though. The other Tim into P15. FBK 16th. The Lemming. Not a great drive today for you, my friend. P17 for the MP. We didn't have Vic today. Ultimate. Struggling with tyres a little bit there. I think he spun out. Finishes in P18, and then we just have Ishan, who needs to finish this lap. The session will end in 1 minute. If you guys want to see the final standings, fastest laps and whatnot. If you want to leave now, feel free. We'll have an F1 stream tomorrow, streamed by Stevie, hopefully, if all goes to plan. Thank you very much for joining in. Next week we'll have a sprint, so the stream will be 30 minutes earlier than normal. And we're going to be at Suzuka, and probably the reworked version of Suzuka. How exciting. But yeah, thank you very much everyone for joining in. As we have the last car finishing the race, Ishan into P19. Bailey black flagged. And in 24 seconds, we'll have the final leaderboard. If you guys want to see the timings and such. Let's have a look then. All these animations and stuff. Yep, thank you, Lisa. There we go. Okay, fastest lap goes to Tifosi, 117.7. That's a pretty good lap. That's a quality lap. Quangus John, 14 seconds clear of his teammate. 20 seconds clear of the next guy in P3. So yeah, amazing race from him, putting 14 seconds in your own teammate with the same strategy. Oh, there they go. Okay, well, thank you very much for watching today. And we'll see you guys tomorrow for F1, and next week for F3, F2, F1.